I was gonna say for you, like you are also like a huge actress. You are in. I mean, what was the
Glass Onion.
Well, I was
Or
gonna say the
what?
horror movie you're in. Like, was it Annabelle?
Oh, yes. Antebellum.
Yeah. For you, when you're in like acting mode, right? Because I know it's a lot to like act and like you have to give your mental space to like being someone else. Does it take away a lot from the music? Like, do you have to be in like, okay, I'm turning down roles because I'm working on music, or can you do both simultaneously?
I think with music, I have to be in the studio and hands-on with it. I can't just, I need to be writing, collaborating, living it, touching it, feeling it. I engineer a lot of my sessions, so even
You're running your own Pro Tools?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I work out of Logic.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Shout out to
I
Logic.
work out of Logic, yeah. And I can work out of Pro Tools, but I prefer to do Logic. But yeah, so just I need to be super hands-on with music. So I do have to say no sometimes to, roles that may come in, and sometimes that's difficult. But music has been so good to me. A lot of I think that I got a lot of my movie roles because of my music career, because people were able to see me and go into different characters. With Glass Onion, the movie I just got finished doing, Ryan Johnson said that he was like, I saw that you can embody these different characters, and this is what we need in this movie. It was because of your film for Dirty Computer and seeing you in your different music videos, and I was like, oh, she can do this. So I'm gonna always make time for music. Yeah.
What was it like working on set with the Craig guy, the
Daniel
007,
Craig.
Daniel Craig on Glass Onion?
I love Daniel. I love. He's so humble.
He's the best James Bond ever.
He killed as James Bond, and he's so much more though too. Like I did,
He's a
even
great
just
actor.
talking to him.
That role that he plays in those two movies, in Glass Onion and that man, amazing.
No, his range is just incredible. Seeing him go from that Southern drawl to, I'm Daniel Craig, like the British accent. Such a sweetheart. The whole cast, Edward Norton. I mean, Fight Club was like my top five.
Me too.
Kate Hudson, all of them, legendary.
Yeah, that was a wild cast. If you just like, it's one of those movies where you see, like, Jesus, how much was the budget for this movie?
Right, exactly. No, we had a wonderful time. We shot that in Greece, and in fact, it actually made me get inspired to do this album. I shot that film, and in the same year, I wrote this album.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it because Greece is like a vibe, low key?
It was vacation vibes. Yeah. It was like, oh man, like what do I want to hear when I'm here? When I'm on an island, I mean, I didn't pay to go there. I mean, obviously the studio got me there, and I was just so inspired. And I started thinking about how I wanted to feel. Even when I couldn't go on vacation, I need an album that sounds like you're on vacation. And I just knew my producer was sending me music while I was on set. I was picking the drums and different things. And by the time I shot Glass Onion, I came back, I already had a musical bed.
So you were in the trailer plotting on the next album.
I definitely wrote and plotted. I more so plotted a lot while I was on set. Yeah.
What has been the most uncomfortable role you've played as someone who acts? Because I do feel like there's a lot that comes with that gig. You got to kind of dive.
I think Antebellum was tough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever do a role like that again. It was really tough to go and be on a plantation and play an enslaved person in modern day times. It was a lot on me.
That seems deep. That seems heavy.
Yeah, it was very heavy. And it took a lot for me to get that off of me too. Because immediately after I rapped, my friends were like, let's go to Mexico. And so I was like, I need a vacation. But I couldn't shake that role. And I would just remember showing up just like being super uneasy. I'm like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, listen, I basically lived on the plantation for 2 months.
Crazy.
I did it for my reasons to honor, my ancestors and to bring awareness, to a lot of injustices. But yeah, I don't think, I think that was probably my hardest.
So when they say like, when you act, you can like get into the role.
Yeah.
I just saw the guy who plays Franklin Saint on Snowfall say he like channeled the devil to be Franklin Saint in Snowfall, and he's like it messed with him like after the show was over a little bit.
Yeah, people don't realize you're living and breathing, and I always say out into the universe like reduce Janelle Monáe, I want you to see the spirit of this character. And yeah, a lot of times it's hard to shake those roles off.